Michelle G here, Bendy, Stitchy. Haven't said that in a while. My pronouns are she, her. Today is December 27th, so happy day after Boxing Day. I don't know if that's a thing. But this is my Flosstube, and I'm back, and it's been a month. What are you going to do? Life gets busy. I have a teenager. I think we might have covered that in my last Flosstube. I have a teenager now. The teenager is very busy. I am very busy. I gave up a lot of stitching time to start working out, and I'm super happy about that decision from the working out perspective. I'm just now figuring out how to work back in the stitchy time. So, according to my Notion, which I love and can't wait to have Nati's help to duplicate 2025 and make a 2026, I put in about 6,500 stitches, give or take, because I just count them and add it on my calculator, for 17 stitching days out of 30 something, for about 40 and a half hours. That feels like not bad considering all the other things I did. And 2 finishes that I don't even really remember working on at this point, 3 whips, 4 books, and so many plans. So many plans. So let's get into it. My first 2 finishes are on the same project. This is in a bag from Kaylee Tent Stitch, the stitching shop. And I love this bag. This was a gift from my friend Jessie at Mislaid Pages, and they nailed it because it's got the Star Wars. And then this is what I love that Kaylee does. This is absolutely an ad for Kaylee. This bag was a gift, and this is also an ad for Kaylee. Kaylee uses, this is upholstery fabric. Isn't that cool? And the bag it's a fatty all the way around because you can put your Dakine in there. You can put your Q-snaps right in there. So I am working on, this is my X Stitch the Rainbow Night Garden Sal project. So this is stitched on 28 count Midnight Ride from XJU Designs. And when I first stitched it, the only thing I had on here was my design, right? Because this was my model that I stitched for market this year. And I gotta get this back out. So this one is mine. Stargazing. And then I finished this one from Cheryl, Tiny Modernist. And then this is one of my new finishes. This is Nightmare Garden from Abby Topknot. And all of these are 60 by 60, and all of these use the same 4 colors. So this is the X Stitch the Rainbow Threadworks Night Garden palette. I might have just switched 2 of those words. But the idea is there are 20-something designs, 20 plus designs with the freebies. And the idea is that you use these 4. I'm using a hashtag 4 skeins to stitch them all. And the idea is you can use these 4 colors and get umpteen million designs out of it, right? So I made a little plan. This is my little plan. So you can see down here, my plan is anchored by my design because that's where I put the design on the fabric. So I had to work around that. I created a border. I actually created a bunch of borders. This border is a thread eater. So if you're thinking about using this border, order some 20-yard skeins of floss because this border will use your floss. I think it looks great, but it'll use your floss. So the border is available on the Facebook group, all the borders. And then you can see I stitched Cheryl's here, Tiny Modernist. Here's Abby's. And then I stitched Christy, Pixel Pixies. So the next one I'll stitch up here is Holly, Stitchy Pros. And then up here, this is actually a freebie. And I forget exactly who that's from, but it's a freebie. So back to this. This Nightmare Garden from Abby Topknot was my 33rd finish of the year, I think. 33rd finish of the year. The other nice thing about putting these all together in a giant conglomeration is I'm counting each one of them as a finish. So yeah, this whole thing is going to be it will take up almost this whole fabric when it's done. And also, it will constitute 12 different finishes. So that was my 33rd finish of the year. Nightmare Garden from Abby Topknot. And then my 34th finish of the year was I Love the Nightlife. And this is from Christy at Pixel Pixie. Which way am I? Which way am I folding this bad boy? Here we go. I love the nightlife. And as much as I love patterns with words, this will be the only pattern that I chose out of the whole set that has words on it, because I think that that's the theme. That's the theme of the piece, right? I love the nightlife. And then you can see, potentially you can see, I can see, I started bringing the border up here. So the next one will be, oh, over here is the top. It's fine, it's fine. Over here, you can't hardly see it, but I can see it. The green goes up to here, and that will be the square for Stitchy Prose's owl. And then up here, we'll put that freebie, and that'll be the top of the piece. I didn't leave myself a whole lot of room up there, so I'm hoping, I think I counted this out, and I think that's the top. So I think I have just a little bit there. But I'm also thinking, and let me know, because this won't be done this year. Maybe it will be. If I stitch one of these a month, it'll be done in January. How many more do I have? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. If I stitch one of these a month, it'll be done in August. If I stitch one in December, which I can because they're only 60 by 60, then it'll be done by July. And that'll be cool. So yeah, that is my X Stitch the Rainbow Night Garden palette from Threadworks. So 4 colors of Threadworks, and I'm getting all of these. I'm so excited. And this is also the official needle minder, because you know how I like to keep it official. Everything official here. Everything on the up and up. And I think I went through and made a big purchase from Abby Topknot, and now I have all of my patterns in there. And I printed out the freebies as well. So that is well underway. And I'm gonna tell you, but I'm not gonna show you anything. These are the flosses for the next X Stitch the Rainbow. Abby already sent them to me. We have colors, we have a theme, we have dyers. I say we, but I'm not in charge of any of this. I was just like, send me my flosses, please. I'm in. So this is happening again for March, for Market in March. I will not be at Market, but I have enough friends that will be at Market that someone will take my chart to distribute for me. I know they will. Absolute worst case scenario. It could be Abby. It could be also the floss dyer potentially if they're there. But that's all I'm going to say about that. Other than like, I am wicked excited. Like, very excited. But if you want to get in on that group, the X Stitch the Rainbow Stitch Along group, it's on Facebook. It's one of the only things I use Facebook for anymore, are my Stitch Along groups. So if you want to get in on that group, I will post the link down below for the X Stitch the Rainbow Stitch Along group, because every time it turns over and we have a new theme, people post on that theme, right? It goes all the way back to the beginning, I think. So those were my 2 finishes, number 33 and 34 for the year. I'm probably going to be sitting at 34 finishes for this year, and that feels great. Even though in past years I've been like up in the 60s, I think I might have gotten close to 70 finishes in 2024, but all I was doing was stitching. And that's okay, because everything in life is seasonal, right? So let's talk about whips. I have 3 whips that I'm working on, 3 whips that I'm working on. The reason I only have 2 cross-stitch whips right now is because I literally boiled down my Monopoly boards. So I participate in cross-stitch Monopoly. If you haven't heard me talk about it, let me just pull it up here really quick so I can give you a little tasty taste of it. So this is one of my boards on Cross Stitch Monopoly. This is board 2. This is the whole Cross Stitch Monopoly thing was thought up by Sammy J Stitches. She's incredible. She has a whole PDF of a rule book. There are hosts on this channel. Many, many people help out. But the basic gist is you have the people that are playing on your board, and then you have your board. And it's a regular Monopoly board, but the spaces are taken over by LNSs and ONSs. And then chance is the same, community chest is the same, but like the railroads are floss dyers and et cetera, et cetera. It's really fun. The other thing you'll notice is that there's numbers on each of the spaces. So like Boardwalk and Park Place are Hoffman's and Witchold, and they're 19 and 1. And what those numbers are is they correlate with your whip list. So my whip list And every board, part of the conditions of participation is that you post a whip list. It has to have more than one whip on it, but as long as you have 2 whips on it, you can repeat. So my whip list for this board is literally every odd number is Hex Hotel, every even number is Zodiac Sal. That's it. Those are the 2 that I'm going to touch for this whip list. That's it. And then my idea is between calls, I will continue to work on that piece, right? So my whip list, I'm on 2 Monopoly boards. My whip list for board 11 is between 2020 Pandemic Sampler for every odd and the Marié Tapestry for every even. So suffice it to say that I'm only going to be showing 2 whips, and you just heard 4 possibilities. It's going to be 2 of those 4. The first whip is this is a bag from my friend Jen, Jasmine's Custom Bags. And my friend Jen made me this bag because I sent her this whip. So this is like a triple whammy friend bag. Ready? Jen made the bag from a finish that I made of a Deanna Darling and Whimsy Designs pattern that I stitched on fabric dyed by my friend Diana. So it's a triple. You know I love shit that my friends do. That's all there is to it. If my friends did it, I love it. So this pattern is the Marié Tapestry from Modern Folk Embroidery, and I am working on finishing my 3rd page. I was meant to have this done a long time ago. And also I'm really grateful for the people that I'm stitching with this with because they don't care. But this is it. The Marié Tapestry from Modern Folk Embroidery. I printed the PDF, so it's whatever. I am just on this part down here. But what I've heard is the rest of it goes faster. It probably doesn't. But anyway, this is on a piece of 36 count red tail from Jessie at Mislaid Pages. I have my Canada A needle minder because most of my friends that I'm stitching this with are Canadian. I did not center this on the fabric, and that was intentional because I wanted to make sure that I get most of the words in this lighter area here. So that was calculated. And I'm using 3 colors. It's charted monochromatically, but there's so many beautiful finishes of this. So the dark brown is DMC 3371, which I have a cone of, which will come in handy later. More mention of the cone of 3371 later. So the dark brown is DMC 3371. The lighter color is a Threadworks, but I don't know which one it is. It's so old that it's actually labeled as Needle Necessities, I think. If you don't know, Needle Necessities was a floss dyer, and then it's a Kitty Chewed Needle Necessities. Needle Necessities was a floss dyer, and then when they sold their business, they sold it to the people who are now Threadworks. They kept all of the... See, what number do you think that is? It's cat chewed. But they kept all of the formulas the same, and I don't know what their method is for dyeing it, but it works. Let me just see if I can Google it. Is it 840? It's not 840. It's not 140. It's going to take me a minute to find that. So I'm just going to let it go. I'll find it another time. Anyway, but then this color that the words are in and the baubles is a Treenway Silks called Mumpsford Wood or Munsford Wood. Anyway, I forget. So yeah, that's going really well. I took this to the Stitch and Stash retreat in Canada in June and went absolutely ham on it. I worked on it a lot that weekend and got a ton of progress done. I think I got this whole swan here. So now I'm just chipping away and I can finish, once I finish this side, it's mirrored. So once I finish this one again over here, then I can move up to just the words, and I'm finishing it a page at a time. So this was a page finish over here. And then most of this middle section here was a big page finish. And now I'm on the 3rd page at the bottom. I think it's 9 pages. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And you won't be able to see it, but I can see it. This pattern was going to be a gift for my uncle when I finished it. He loved Lord of the Rings, like I love Lord of the Rings. And he has an illuminated copy of Lord of the Rings that I now have, because it was always our joke that all I wanted from him was his illuminated when he dies, because we're morbid, you know. It's not actually morbid. Talk to your people about what they want after they die. PSA, just talk to them. Everybody dies, so you might as well talk about it. But we used to always joke that the only thing I wanted from him was his illuminated copy of Lord of the Rings, and he would say, you can have it when you can pry it out of my cold dead hands. So he passed away in February. So now I have his illuminated copy of the Lord of the Rings. And of course, I wish I didn't, right? Because I would much rather have him. But I put right here, and you can't really see it very much, it's his initials, MJF. And I just put it in there in a different color. And I was going to make it a whole like morning sampler where I changed some of these baubles to dates. And then I thought, you know what, let me just hide it in there and I'll frame it and then it'll just always be there. So when I'm done with this, I will get it framed and then he'll just always be there. And it was meant to have been his, but he doesn't need it now. So I'll just hang it up and it'll be about him. And it'll remind me of him every time I pass by it. So, still loving that. I didn't stop working on it because he passed away. I just stopped working on it because it's daunting and huge. But now that it is one of my only 4 Monopoly choices, I'm like really, I look forward to it coming out. And then I almost get sad now. So the thing that's really working for me with Monopoly is I get sad when my next Monopoly turn comes up because I'm so excited about moving on to the next thing. Or not moving on to the next thing. I'm so excited about the project I'm working on. So I think my plan for Monopoly is I'm just going to keep these 4 projects in rotation until I finish one. And then I'm going to sub in something else till I finish that. And I'm going to sub, and I'm just going to keep doing it. Okay, so that was my first whip. My second stitching whip. I wanted to show you this. It's actually on a frame that a friend of mine sent, Deanna. Not Deanna, Darling and Whimsy, but a different Deanna. She made this PVC pipe frame. This is hefty. This is not like a Q-snap. This is actual from the hardware store PVC pipe. And it's a big piece. It's a big stitching area. It's like probably 17 by 17 or 13 by 13. It's big. The specs are on the Etsy shop. I'll link it. And then the nice thing is it sits on your lap. So this is a full-on, let me see. This is a full-on lap stand. So I set this on my lap in the chair, and I sit in the chair and I stitch on this, and it sits on my lap just like that. The only downside of this is flipping it over to start and end your threads is a little bit cumbersome, but it's not so bad that I haven't been able to manage it. I literally just flip it over and sit it on my lap and start and end my threads. Hasn't bothered me any. So Deanna is running a sale on this on her Etsy shop, so I will put the link for that down below. Here it is without the project on it, and it has little clamps so you can arrange it how you like. So I'm just gonna scoop all that, set it to the side so you don't have to listen to me clamp, clamp, clamp. Although it is a very satisfying clamp, clamp, clamp. And I will show you my other Whip Go Call and my other project. This is Tiny Modernist Zodiac Sal. And Trina is going to be so excited because I picked up this whip as one of the Acorns and Thread stitchers. She passed away, and her family gave all of her stash, whips, kits, projects, supplies to Acorns. And so Acorns just put it out and said, take it to a good home. So I grabbed this whip that was already underway. This is Tiny Modernist Zodiac Sign Sal. And when I picked it up, it already had Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, and some of Taurus stitched, along with all of the border, minus those little doodads. You can see the doodads. And you have to purchase the signs, but the border is free. on Cheryl's website. So since the last time we talked about this, I finished Taurus. I stitched Gemini. I stitched Cancer. And I'm underway with Leo. And the reason Trina is going to be excited about that is because I'm passing the stash to her on all of these. So Trina, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. I put those in my 2-send pile, which is really just a bucket. But here it is. And this is big. This is on 25 count charcoal even weave 2/2. And I grabbed this because it's so far outside of my comfort zone. I usually stitch on like 36 and 40 count, but I gotta tell you, this is making me love the big stitches. So here she is. Wow. So the only, I shouldn't say the only thing. When I first got this whip and first picked it up, my idea was I would stitch each circle in its season. So it's Capricorn season right now. I stitched Capricorn during last year's Capricorn season. So I am currently stitching on Leo. You can see Leo right here in the middle, like they should be. I am so far ahead for next year's Zodiac Sal seasons. So far ahead. But you can see I'm filling in the doodads. So my plan is, as I stitched Gemini, I filled in the doodads here. And then Cancer, no doodads to fill in. Leo, no doodads to fill in. When I get to Virgo in the next one, I'll fill in the doodads over here, right? And then I'll go down to here to Libra and Scorpio and... Damn. What's before Capricorn? Libra and Scorpio and... Oh my gosh. Whose season did we just finish? Must be an air sign. No, must be a fire sign. Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Sorry, Sagittariuses. Sagittarius, Capricorn. So that's all I have left. I'm pretty excited. And this just came up the other day. So this is close to 312-ish stitches in there. Leo's big though. You can see. Like a Leo should be. Big and bold. Leo's big, and then Virgo here is big. So I'd like to say I could get Leo done today. We'll see. It's only Saturday. I could get Leo done today or tomorrow. But I'll just throw it. I'm going to throw it right back on my stand and try to finish up Leo. So that's my plan until another Monopoly turn comes up. And I don't honestly know like how. I just had my turn on board 2. And board 11, let me see. I just had my turn on board 11 as well. So, it might be a good bit before I get to that again. And it also could be like real fast because you just really can't tell with Monopoly. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks for someone to even take their turn. And sometimes it goes, the board whips around in a week. Who really knows? My last whip is my knitting whip. And this is in a bag made by, wait, there's a tag on it. Spectacular Yarns. I love this bag. All the little skeletons. And this is a shawl called Memories of Juno. And I especially love this shawl for a couple reasons. Number one, because my friend Steph and I, Cade's Crafts, bought this shawl together. We actually didn't have to buy the shawl. We just bought the yarn. This is a mini skein set from Changing Tides in Juneau, Alaska. We bought the same mini skein set. And then when you bought the mini skein set, you got a complimentary pattern. And this is Memories of Juno. And then here's another picture of it laid flat. So basically it's just knit, 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 knit. And then this really beautiful roll of eyelets and then knit, 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 knit. And the eyelets are just vibes. You just throw them in whenever you want on vibes. So these are the colors that were in the shawl. This light blue, the brown, the dark pink. I think it's a dark pink. Maybe it's the light pink. Anyway, light blue, brown, pink, black, turquoise, dark turquoise. I, of course, did a little something extra. Threw in a lanyap. If you don't know that word, lanyap, it's a Creole word. It means a little something extra. It's like the one I took a class. Was it one of my ancient Greek classes? Anyway, I took a class from a modern Greek professor, and the one word she taught us, she went to Tulane, and the one word that she taught us from New Orleans was lanyap. And I sprinkle that in here and there. And when I say it, I always think of Diana. And tomorrow is Diana's birthday. It is Kismet. Today's the 27th. Tomorrow's the 28th. Diana, it is Kismet. It's her birthday tomorrow. She is one of the people that I love the most in the world. So happy birthday, Diana. I love you so much. I'm so excited for you. This is going to be... I'm so excited for everything. It's your year, sis. I know it is. But anyway, here we go. So, my friend Steph, who's stitching this with me, already finished it because she didn't add any extra. So, here's the teal that came with it. And you can see I just randomly threw in... I like eyelets, so I decided... I put in 3 sets of eyelets in the teal, but then after that, I decided I would put in one at the top and one at the bottom. So, this is from the Memories of Juno shawl. This is actually a leftover from my Dakir shawl, which is behind me on the chair still, not blocked. And then I did the brown, which is a Memories of Juno. I don't remember if this light pink was Memories of Juno or Dakir. I don't really know. This black, the charcoal, is Memories of Juno. And then this raspberry is either Memories of Juno or Dakir. Either the pink or the raspberry is one or the other. I don't really know. And then you can see I've started my second to last color, which this is definitely from Dakir. But then look at this. This one is definitely Memories of Juno. And this teal color in here is going to blend right into that. So these are the 2 that are going to finish this shawl off. Boom, boom. And I'm also, so this is my Memories of Juno shawl, but it's unofficially called my sports ball shawl. Say that 5 times fast. Because I knit on this when we are at Rosie practices or Rose, I'm sorry, it's Rose now because she's a teenager. Rose practices or Rose academies or Rose workouts or Rose tournaments or Rose driving to things is when I knit on this. So this is the sports ball shawl, aka Memories of Juno. I'm really excited. This is a great pattern to work. It's super fun. I had hoped to finish it with Steph, but being extra, adding all the colors, Steph beat me. But hers is beautiful. What I did not do, unfortunately, is save any... You're supposed to make these cute little tassels for the ends. I only have this left. So I was meant to save these 2 colors to tassel this end, and then the last 2 colors here to tassel this end. But I think it's going to be fine. Because I always take all my leave-ins, my little leftovers. I don't know what they're called. I always take my little leftovers and I put them onto my winder. And I have like 4 cakes now of yarn, all fingering weight, that are just like ends of yarn. It's like this much at a time of yarn. And so I would very much like to make my first sweater out of all those ends of yarn. And I think also I would like, I should call it a garment, my first garment. I would like for my first garment to actually be like a knit tank top. So if you are a knitter and you have a good idea for a knit tank top, please holler at your girl and let me know. I would love for it to be easy. I would love for it to be easy. I would love for it to be like a little bit like easy to knit and also nice amount of ease in the pattern because I like a swishy slinky tank top. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So that's everything I've stitched on. That only took 3 hours. Let's talk about what came in the mail. So let's talk about, the lap stand that I showed you is called the Ergo lap stand. This is the one that I will link down below. This is it loaded up with a project, but this is a video of it being used. This is exactly how I use it, except I actually sit in a recliner to stitch. So I sit reclined with this up on my back. Perfectly good. This little in front, little small foot sits right on my fupa. Balance is great. There's the front view, the back side view, the back view. It is on sale right now. So if you wanted to grab it, it is on sale and the link is down below. So she sent it to me for free to try out. And honestly, I have used it $50 worth already. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. I'm a flipper over to end threads and it's not a problem. So what else came in the mail? This came in the mail. This is my Fox and Rabbit Fabric of the Month Club. Anna, if you're watching, please look away. Anna and I share a Fox and Rabbit Fabric of the Month Club. I just went to Acorns at the end of November for the first time in like a year. It had been a year since I had been to Acorns and Threads. Crazy. I will be back at Acorns and Threads the last Wednesday of January if anybody is willing to go or wanting to go. So Anna, sorry, look away. This is the Fabric of the Month for November 2025 for Fox and Rabbit. It's called Moon Dust. Karen and Bren, you do not have time to watch Flosstube, but if you see any part of my Flosstube, can I just please somehow prevail upon you to put some of these colors in the rotation? They are gorgeous. I love this. What Anna and I do is we cut it in half, and then she gives me fabric that she dyed, and I give her half of this, and it is a really good trade. So love that. Anna, you can look again. I put it down. Other happy mail. I'm just going to show you this. This is a pattern that came out for my patrons 2 years ago, a while ago. And this will be featured in the Cupid Collective Volume 2, which is underway. We're working on it. All of us are kind of getting our lives together and stitching up our things and designing them. But this is all DMC, and it is on a piece of 36 count linen in the colorway Eucalyptus Showers from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. So this is called Love Lives Here, obviously. And I just love it. I love this piece on this fabric. So I like a tone on tone. And this is stitched with one strand of DMC. You could stitch it on this fabric with this 36. You could easily go 2 strands, but I kind of like the samplery look. So I asked Trina to just do 1 strand of DMC. Yeah, I love it. I love this old sampler motif, and then I just kind of filled in around it. And this also goes with my, I have a pattern about a house, a summer house. Don't ask me. I don't really know. Summer Nights. I have a pattern called Summer Nights, and this also goes with Summer Nights. So I'll show you. If I can find it. We'll see. Time out. I'm not pausing this. I'm also, 2026, Michelle, is not editing. I'm not doing very much editing at all. So I'll either find it by scrolling backwards or I won't. And it looks like I won't. But I know my friend Mandy has stitched Summer House. And it's a cute little house. It's a cute little house. I don't see it. Man, I've designed a lot of stuff, huh? I'm really excited. I should look back at my designs more often. It makes me want to design more. Anyway, so you will see this in the Cupid Collective Volume 2, which will go on sale late January, early February. And all the proceeds go to nonprofit orgs that we love. So I just have to finish that up and get it over to the mailbox so that we can put it in the book and send it out. The other piece of happy mail that I got in the mail is from my friend Karina. Karina is the mastermind behind Bags Plus, and she sent me this because I do love me some coffee. So this is a Floss Buddy. I use these a lot if you haven't seen them. This is, I don't know what she's calling this one, but it has larger than average. Usually Floss Buddies have, so this behind me is a Floss Buddy Ultra, and this holds my entire collection of DMC. It has enough pockets to hold all of the DMCs, and it hangs on my wall. So this is a different one. The pockets are much bigger. You can see here I put Karina's card in there to show you. So the card is, this thing is more than wide enough to hold the card, and it slips down. But Karina's Etsy shop is Bags Plus, BAGZ Plus, USA. I used to do a lot of sales for her. My life got really, really busy, but she's here in the US now. So potentially I could resume those sales. Karina and I just have to find a time. But I'm really excited. I can't wait to use this. She sent it to me for a Christmas present. Thank you, Karina. I love it. And I think that's mostly it for stitching, except for my plans and my giveaway. So first plan is I'm going to continue to do Cross Stitch Monopoly. I always get questions about it, which I love. There's a link down below. It's hosted over on Discord. I showed you the Discord. Oh, wait. I'm not done. This is also from Deanna. So again, it's a floss holder, but it's also a bag and an Ort catcher, or a little, it's not just an Ort catcher. It's like a matching accoutrement box, right? You can put your scissors in here. You can put your little leftover yarn balls. You can put your needle case, put that all in there. And then Deanna also sent, these are some really beautiful flosses. They're over dyed, and they're from a friend of her. I don't know if it's a friend of hers or if it's someone that she just likes buying things from. The brand is Stitchy Stuff. And these are really beautiful, like Stormy Sky, Copper Fox, that's nice, Blue Provinca, I think that's a hard C. Anyway, it's pretty. Just because I can't pronounce it doesn't mean it's not a good color. Wedgwood, yeah, like the china. Espresso, that's more variegated than it shows. This one's really nice. Sage Leaves. That's a nice variegation. Backyard Barn. Everybody loves a good barn red. Blue Willow is so pretty. This one is my favorite, though. Lunar Tide. Right? Black Cherry, which is more purple than black. It's looking a little black on my screen. And Dusty Lilac. So I had that hanging right here on my chair arm, so that's why I almost forgot it. But super pretty flosses. Super cool bag. The bag is not available in Deanna's store, but the lap stand is available in Deanna's store. Let me take my yarns out of this little accoutrement holder. So now I'm done with all of the fun things I got in the mail, and now I will talk about plans. So Stitching Monopoly, I will continue to do Stitching Monopoly. I'm having so much fun with it. I'll put the link below for the Discord server. It only works, I think, for 48 hours, the link. So if you try it and you can't get it, just shoot me a comment on there and I'll try to help you with that. I am also going back to WhipGo. I made a board for Quirky Quaker WhipGo. So I tried Quirky Quaker WhipGo in 2024 and I did fairly well. Like this is my Notion, by the way. So you can see the green ones are the ones that were called and I did stitch, and the red ones were the ones that were called and I did not stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I got over halfway Quirky Quaker WhipGo in 2024, which feels good. Quirky Quaker WhipGo in 2026. So far, I only have enough Quirky Quakers that I haven't stitched to fill up 19 out of the 25 spaces. So spaces 20 through 25 will remain empty until one of two things happens. Either Deanna releases another Quirky Quaker, which she might, or those get called and I'm just going to take it as a freebie for that month because I'm going to be a little more gentle with myself. If you're not sure whether you have all of the Quirky Quakers or not, let me tell you that I am the keeper of the unofficial complete list of Quirky Quakers. So there's a link down below to this Quirky Quaker inventory shared. It starts with the Puffin. That was one of the very first ones to come out. And it goes all the way down. There's exclusives on here. There's freebies on here. There's official names, unofficial names, so that you know that the crab is called Carl and the orca was a charity piece. There's cherry ones. There's releases on here that were previously for boxes. So the Mothman was previously for an Under the Sea Fabrics box. It's available now. There's previous Patreon releases and current Patreon releases. There's exclusives. Stitching, I think, is still exclusive to Bryn and Needle. T-Rex, Pterodactyl, and Stegosaurus were exclusive to a box. They have now come out for real, for real. The Mushroom and the Quetzalcoatl, I think, are still Patreon exclusives. And then there's also a Shiba Inu that's in the Shiba Designs box. Quetzalcoatl, Poinsettia. Quetzalcoatl is the 75th Quirky Quaker released by Deanna at Darling and Whimsy. So if you're like, oh no, I don't know how many I need to stitch, check the link below, get you the list, keep track of it. I'll update it periodically every time they come out. So that's my plan, Quirky Quaker Whipco. And you can also follow Whipco here. Whipco was the idea of Jessie. Jessie Marie Does Stuff. And the January numbers are out because today's the 27th. So January Whipco, Jessie pulled 2 and 7. So for me, that is Quirky Quaker Orca, which is the charity design, and Quirky Quaker Narwhal, which I bought the Quirky Quaker Narwhal from Abby at Top Knot Stitcher because Deanna, Darling and Whimsy, the designer, you have to be so careful when you go to Abby Top Knot's page because, like, it's just good. It's just good. Like, look at this. Seas and Greetings from Ink Circles, and it has narwhals on it. Anyway, that's not why we're here. Quirky Quaker Narwhal from Darling and Whimsy Designs uses this. Deanna at Darling and Whimsy partnered with Cottage Garden Threads, and they made thread duos. So Narwhal has 2 different colors in it, right? It has this gray and it has a blue. And knowing that you won't use a full skein of thread for either part, Deanna worked with Cottage Garden Threads, and this has both of the called fors on 1 skein of floss. So the narwhal, the stingray, and the pufferfish, and then I think there's a few more. I'm invested now. Oh, Abby has a lot of Cottage Garden Threads, but the narwhal, the pufferfish, and Abby actually has a lot of Cottage Gardens. You should go check them out. I love Cottage Garden Threads. Let me see. While we're here, right? So the stingray, you can see the 2 Cottage Gardens right there. The pufferfish, the 2 Cottage Gardens, and the narwhal, these all come as thread duos. And I think also the crab has a thread duo. This is a thread duo with the crab, the jellyfish also, and the octopus have thread duos. So there's quite a few that you can get that way. I don't know where I was going with that, other than to say I'll be stitching, starting January 1st, I will stitch the orca and the narwhal. So that's a plan. Quirky Quaker Whipco, Cross Stitch Monopoly. I will also have a start on January 15th. I am a member of quite a few Patreons. One of my favorites is Cheryl at Tiny Modernist, and she is having a Patreon exclusive stitch along. It's called These Plants Could Kill. These Plants Can Kill. And you can kind of see, like, I'm guessing it's going to be like potion bottles with plants around it. I'm in, right? Look at this. I'm in. I don't care. I love it. Number 1, I love everything Cheryl does. Number 2, I love creepy stuff, and potions are creepy. Number 3, I designed a poison garden chart. It's called Rappaccini's Quaker. Check it out. I really like it. Stitch Cheryl's too. And number 4, January 15th is my friend Trina's birthday. So Trina and I are going to be starting this on her birthday. So that's a plan. I don't know how often Cheryl's going to release them. It doesn't really matter to me. And while we're talking about Patreon, I should do a giveaway for Cheryl's Patreon so that y'all could get in on this. And I'm going to. You know what? I'm going to. So I'll do 2 giveaways for Patreon because the last giveaway I did for Night Spirit Studios Patreon for Allie, it went so well. Super duper well. So I gave away 2 months of that one. So for this time, I will do 2 Patreons, 1 month each. So I'll do a giveaway for Cheryl's Patreon. So there will be a link below to fill out a Google form and you tell me, do you want Cheryl's Patreon or do you want this other Patreon? Or do you not care which one it is, right? So I'll do a giveaway for Cheryl's. And then the other one is my friend Nuri, my friend Nuri of Shaded Stitchery finally started a Patreon. Could not join this fast enough. Could not join it fast enough. I could not want you to join it more. So I'm going to do a giveaway for 1 month also of Nuri's Patreon. It's brand new, but if you take a look at the tiers, like just like everything Nuri does, literally, I'm not saying this because she's my friend. I'm saying this because she is a businesswoman. Everything she does is so meticulously well thought out and well planned that it makes my mind just boggle. So her Patreon is beautifully laid out, super easy to navigate, 3 tiers. You know exactly what you're getting. Excellent, different rewards at each level. So I'll do a giveaway for Nuri's Patreon. I'll do a giveaway for Cheryl's Patreon. The next time I film a Flosstube, it will be January 10th. So you will get that giveaway in time to join Cheryl's Sal. So that's good, eh? So I'm excited about that. I feel like that's the best solution when 2 exciting things are happening. And then my other plan that I've already put into implementation is not so much cross-stitch related, but it can be. My other plan is that every Google search that I make for the entire year of 26 will end with this, minus AI. If you Google whatever you want to Google minus AI, it takes away, for now, that top section of the AI generated results, right? And let me just say that AI is not intelligence as we think of intelligence. AI, when we're talking about a Google search, is a large language model. That means that AI scans the interwebs for every mention of ThreadWorks 140, right? If I say, hey Google, if I ask Google, does ThreadWorks tangle? AI will scour the internet for answers, potential answers to does ThreadWorks tangle? AI doesn't know whether it's answering a question, does ThreadWorks tangle? Whether it's pulling from something that says, this thread really works for me, haha, LOL, right? Like it doesn't know what it's gleaning its information from. It's just looking for instances of those words and compiling them. So if you want a really wrong answer to your question, slide into my DMs. I give confidently wrong answers all the time. Just ask Wade. And I don't use up enough water to dry up the Great Lakes, right? I don't personally give anyone cancer. So if you want confidently wrong answers, I will give you confidently wrong answers. You don't have to ask AI. I'll do that for you. It just bothers me with how much people are relying on artificial intelligence, right? Don't even get me started about the art world. I don't know if you knew this. I teach everyone I possibly can. If you do, this is what I'm searching for, minus AI. You're going to get better search results. Just please, minus the AIs, right? They're building a data center in my hometown and they already can't drink their drinking water because it's all rusty. I don't know what's going on in Michigan. They don't even live in Flint. It's not even Flint. But just, think about maybe not participating in that. I don't know. That's my soapbox for today. If you missed me, if it's your first time here, welcome. I don't get up on soapboxes as much as I used to, but I think minus AI is a really important soapbox, and I actually don't think any of my soapboxes are that controversial, but I think this one is the least controversial because it's just not good for us. AI. It's not good for our brains. It's not good for our planet. It's not good. So, are you still here? You want to talk about tarot cards and books? Because I do. So, lately I have not been having a whole lot of time to draw tarot cards. And that's okay. I've been kind of picking and choosing what I do. Oh, and my other plan for the year is to continue going to Burn Boot Camp because I love it. I feel so good. I feel so good and so strong. And Rose is proud of me. And when your 13-year-old tells you that they're proud of you, you got to keep doing that thing, right? I feel really good. So I'm going to draw a tarot card. This is from my original tarot deck, my first grown-up tarot deck. This is the Prisma Visions Tarot. It was a gift from my friend Holly at Stitchy Pros. She gifted me this at Market the very first year we were roommates. Is that 2022 maybe? Could have been 2022. Anyway, I'm just going to give it one more shuffle and then we'll pull today's card. I don't shuffle in reversals to this deck. It's a choice. Some people do. I choose not to with this deck. Some of my decks I do have shuffled so that I can pull reversals. Oh my gosh, I cannot shuffle and talk today. But not this one. This deck is very satisfying though. It's got the silver foil edges. It's got a matte finish. It's one of my favorites. When I haven't been pulling cards for a while and I want to go back to it, I go back to this deck. All right. Today's card is, the Three of Swords. The other thing I really like about this deck is it's very painterly. I like the style of it. And if you lay out each suit all the way across, it tells a story. So like this wind that's whipping through this background will be continued on the 2 and the 4. So I'm not that good at tarot that I can just tell you what the Three of Swords means. I know it's usually what you see in this card is you see the 3 swords sticking into a heart. So this is kind of a rough one, I think. So the explanation is, the noble stag lies where he was slain, stabbed in the back by the ruthless 3 of Swords. A high, cold wind blows as the butterfly, alit upon its antlers, gazes sorrowfully at the grim scene. So the wind and the snow and the butterflies are all like hallmarks of this deck. They're kind of woven throughout. The butterflies especially in the swords suit. The meaning, this card is a stark warning that even the swiftest animal can be brought down by treachery. It may be possible that you plan to wield the sword yourself. If this is true, know your actions irreparably shape the world you live in. Ouch. If this is true, know your actions irreparably shape the world you live in. And those swords have little skull handles. Do you see it? I love this deck. I love the detail of it. I don't think I draw the 3 of Swords a lot. But there it is. Book talk. Y'all, I finished so many books. And I had a DNF on a book. So the first book I finished, I think I talked about this last time. The first book I finished that I was almost done with last time was called The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. I picked this up in 2005 when it came out because it was Elizabeth Kostova's debut novel. She was a graduate student at the University of Michigan, where I was an undergrad, and it's about vampires. Done. I loved this book. Andrea the Stitchy Bookworm commented on my post and she summed it up. She was like, I couldn't quite put my finger on it. It's like, it's Dracula and it's love and it's new love and it's old love and it's flashbacks and it's a travel log and I want to move to every one of these places and it's anthropological. She said, the vibes are immaculate. And she's so right. The vibes are immaculate. This was a 26 or a 28-hour audiobook, which is probably why the book sat on my shelf for 20 years. The book sat on my shelf for 20 years. I cannot believe I waited that long to read it. The vibes are immaculate. 12 out of 10. The next book that I finished was very different. It's called The Confidence Code. This is by Katty Kay and Claire Shipman. The Science and Art of Self-Assurance, What Women Should Know. Super interesting book. Everything from psychological studies to neuroscience to interviews with high achieving women, right? And basically, the gist is that, yeah, women's brains are a little bit wired differently. We do notice more things in our surroundings than men do, and that's because of the connections between the hemispheres in our brains. There's also a sociological aspect of it where oftentimes, and this is a well-studied phenomenon, men are promoted based on their potential. Like, this guy could be good at this job, so we're going to give it to him. And women are promoted based on their history. This woman has done XYZ, therefore she's earned this position. Men will go for a job that they think that they are qualified for. Women will wait and make sure that they are, in their own mind, qualified. So there's confidence versus competence. It was really interesting. And what I wanted was, what I was hoping for was, this is how you be confident, Michelle. And I didn't get it, but I got things. Claire and Caddy did not tell me how to be confident, but what they did tell me was things that might be standing in my way that are of my own making, things that I can overcome, and things that I can teach Rose to overcome now, so that she doesn't have to be 40-year-old Rose trying to figure out the confidence code. So I liked it. It was a big switch from the historian. The vibes were not immaculate. I felt attacked during a lot of this book because I am so guilty of a lot of it. But, I'm glad I read it. It was really good. Next up, so many. 5 books, maybe? 4 books. I listened to Water Moon by Samantha Soto Yambo. This book returned on my Libby app with 17 minutes to go. So I really think I might go to the library and just pull the book off the shelf and finish up the last whatever pages of the book. It's really good. It's about an alternate reality that kind of mirrors Japan, but also doesn't at all mirror Japan. It mirrors Japan, but it's not Japan. It's really good. It's about a woman who, she lives in this alternate world, and in this alternate world, you take over the job of your parents. That's all. Like, that, there's no choice. Everything, your fate is written out for you when you're a baby. Literally written out for you when you're a baby. And you follow the path that you're given. It's not about choice. It's just about doing your duty and following in the footsteps that are laid out before you. And something goes sideways, and that's not exactly how this happens. So I did not see, there were 2 big twists that came at the end. 3 big twists. The last probably hour of book that I listened to was twist after twist after twist after twist that I did not see coming. So the fact that, and the whole book was fun. It was beautifully written. I didn't love the prose in the first third of the book, and I didn't love the pacing in the first quarter of the book, but as I got closer to the end of the book, I was grateful for the pacing at the beginning, if that makes sense. But I did not see any of the twists coming. I'm imagining that in the last 17 minutes, there might be another 1 or 2 in store for me just because I have that little trust in my ability to suss out this story at this point. So I do want to go to the library. I have to renew my library card anyway. I do want to go to the library and finish Water Moon. But so far, very good. And then last but not least, I finally finished Firekeeper's Daughter. I talked about finishing this book a while ago, and it returned on me in Libby, my library app, and I just didn't I didn't get it back again. But I had it on my bookshelf, physically on my bookshelf. And for Christmas Eve this year, we did this Icelandic tradition where you gift each other the books, and then you spend the whole evening kind of reading and drinking hot chocolate quietly in each other's company. And I proposed that to Rose this year, and she gave me a yes, capital, 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 exclamation, exclamation. And when your kid is that on board, when your kid is that on board with something like reading books, done. She already had a couple books on her Christmas list that we got her one of them. And I told her, for me, just pull something off the bookshelf, right? Because my bookshelf only has books on it. I am a read them and give them away kind of gal. So my bookshelf only has books on it that I haven't finished, with the exception of 2. Moretta, Dragon Lady of Pern by Anne McCaffrey, and Crystal Singer by Anne McCaffrey. Those are 2 books that I will never... I keep giving them away and I keep buying them again because they're 2 of my favorite books of all time. Just, they harken back to my childhood. Firekeeper's Daughter. I loved it less reading it as a book than I did listening to it as an audiobook, because the narrator on the audiobook spoke the language. So because I knew that I was messing up all of the Ojibwe words, I think they're Ojibwe, Anishinaabe words, I knew that I wasn't doing the words justice, and I would have liked it better if someone had been saying them in my head for me. But the story was so good. And the main character, Donis, I loved her. I was so mad at her so often, right? And she was so human and made so many mistakes and did so many things right and did so many things wrong. This is a great book. This was a great book. The vibes were immaculate again, in a different way. And someone commented on my post of this and said that the author has another book out now that is just as good. So I'll be adding that to my list. So yeah, 5 books, I think. Was that 4 or 5? Anyway, 4 to 5 books since the last time I saw you. And I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. That's got to be it. If that's not it, I'll catch you in 2 weeks. I do have January planned out, and January does consist of 2 Flosstubes. So January 10th and January 24th, I'll be here live for Flosstubes. Someone commented on one of my videos lately and said, am I not streaming live on YouTube anymore? And that is, I used to stream on Sunday mornings on YouTube and Twitch. And the answer to that is probably not. I just am enjoying sleeping in on Sundays. One of 2 things is happening on Sundays. Either we are away at a tournament, basketball, or we are going to be on the courts early at 7:15 in the morning for a volleyball tournament, or I'm able to sleep in. So probably not for a while on the streaming, but I think that's okay. You know, it's still fun. We're still getting our stitching in, right? I think that's all I've got. I'm so bad at ending these. I always have been. But thank you. If you waited a month and then came back and hung out with me again, thank you. I think this one's going to be an hour. But that's okay, because it's been a month. So hopefully when I'm back on my regular 2-week schedule, they won't be an hour at a time. Or maybe they will be. Get your stitches in. I don't really know. That's it. I gotta go. Thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate you coming back. If you found me for the first time, I appreciate you finding me. I'll talk to you January 10th. Okay? I'll see you soon. Bye.